welcome back to Friday Reads, where we hope you find your next read. I'm Jill.
And I'm Julie, and today we are talking about books that were turned into streaming series, and we want you all to be aware that we have Rokus that you can check out at the library. They come in a nice little case. They have frequently asked questions, instructions, and it's as simple as plugging a stick into the back of your TV with a power cord, and you can stream. Even if it's not a smart TV, you can turn your non-smart TV into a smart TV. So we wanted to talk about some books that landed as streaming series that we've been watching and others have recommended. So Jill, your first pick.
So my first one, this is Apple TV Plus, which is Apple TV, which is on I think it's on all of the Rokus.
The Apple is on both versions of the sticks.
The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave. This is kind of a new thing to it. It stars Jennifer Garner. Before Owen Michaels disappears, he manages to smuggle a note to his beloved wife of 1 year. Protect her. Despite her confusion and fear, Hannah Hall knows exactly to whom the note refers. Owen's 16-year-old daughter, Bailey. Bailey, who lost her mother tragically as a child. Bailey, who wants absolutely nothing to do with her new stepmother. As Hannah's increasingly desperate calls to Owen go unanswered, as the FBI arrests Owen's boss, as U.S. Marshal and FBI agents arrive to her Sausalito home unannounced, Hannah quickly realizes her husband isn't who he said he was, and that Bailey may just hold the key to figuring out Owen's true identity and why he disappeared. Hannah and Bailey set out to discover the truth together, but as they start putting together the pieces of Owen's past, they soon realize they are building a new future. One neither Hannah or Bailey could have anticipated. So yeah, this is currently streaming on Apple TV. The book was published in 2021, The Last Thing He Told Me.
I watched that. A little slow going, but I like Jennifer Garner in it. I thought she was good.
Yeah.
My first pick is Michael Connelly's The Lincoln Lawyer. This actually was published back in 2005. Mickey Haller has spent all his professional life afraid that he wouldn't recognize innocence if it stood right in front of him, but what he should have been on the watch for was evil. Haller is the Lincoln Lawyer, a criminal defense attorney who operates out of the back seat of his Lincoln Town Car. He travels between the far-flung courthouses of L.A. to defend clients of every kind. Bikers, con artists, drunk drivers, drug dealers, they're all on Mickey's client list. For him, the law is rarely about guilt or innocence. It's about negotiation and manipulation. Sometimes it's even about justice. A Beverly Hills playboy arrested for attacking a woman he picked up in a bar chooses Mickey to defend him, and Mickey has his first high-paying client in years. It is a defense attorney's dream, what they call a franchise case. And as the evidence stacks up, Mickey comes to believe this may be the easiest case of his career. Then someone close to him is murdered, and Mickey discovers that his search for innocence has brought him face to face with evil as pure as a flame. To escape without being burned, he must deploy every tactic and instinct in his arsenal, this time to save his own life. You can find season 1 of this series on Netflix, which is on one variety of the Roku. There's 2 different types of Rokus that each of them have 4 streaming apps, I don't know what. And season 2 is scheduled for release this summer. So check out The Lincoln Lawyer by Michael Connelly.
My next one is Dear Edward by Ann Napolito. This was published in 2020. One summer morning, 12-year-old Edward Adler, his beloved older brother, his parents, and 183 other passengers board a flight in Newark headed for Los Angeles. Among them is a Wall Street wonderkind, a young woman coming to terms with an unexpected pregnancy, an uninjured vet returning from Afghanistan, a septuagenarian business tycoon, and a free-spirited woman running away from her controlling husband. And then, tragically, the plane crashes, and Edward is the sole survivor. Edward's story captures the attention of the nation, but he struggles to find a place for himself in a world without his family. He continues to feel that a piece of him has been left in the sky, forever tied to the plane and all of his fellow passengers. But then he makes an unexpected discovery, one that will lead him to the answers of some of life's most profound questions. When you've lost everything, how do you find yourself? How do you discover your purpose? And what does it mean to not just survive, but to truly survive? So Dear Edward is streaming on Apple TV, and it stars Colin Bryan as Edward Adler, the 12-year-old boy. So
it's on my list to read. It's been on my list for a while, but I still haven't gotten to that one. My second pick is also a Netflix series, and this is Made, Hard Work, Low Pay, and a Mother's Will to Survive by Stephanie Land. The book was published back in 2019. At 28, Stephanie lands plans of breaking free from the roots of her hometown in the Pacific Northwest to chase her dreams of attending a university and becoming a writer were cut short when a summer fling turned into an unexpected pregnancy. She turned to housekeeping to make ends meet, and with a tenacious grip on her dream to provide her daughter the very best life possible, Stephanie worked days and took classes online to earn a college degree and began to write relentlessly. Maid explores the underbelly of upper-middle-class America and the reality of what it's like to be in service to them. I'd become a nameless ghost, Stephanie writes about her relationship with her clients, many of whom do not know her from any other cleaner, but who she learns plenty about. As she begins to discover more about her clients' lives, their sadness, their love, she begins to find hope in her own path. Her writing as a journalist gives voice to the servant worker and those pursuing the American dream from below the poverty line. Maid is Stephanie's story, but it's not hers alone. So again, this is another Netflix series.
So my next one, this one is Disney Plus. This is American Born Chinese, which is a graphic novel by Jinlong Yang, and this has been turned into a series on Disney Plus. It follows a 10th grader, Jim Wang, who is struggling to fit in with his peers. All Jim Wang wants is to fit in. When his family moves to a new neighborhood, he suddenly finds he's the only Chinese-American student at his school. Jocks and bullies pick on him constantly, and he has hardly any friends. Then, to make matters worse, he falls in love with an all-American girl. Born to rule over all the monkeys of the world, the story of the Monkey King is one of the oldest and greatest Chinese fables, adored by his subjects. Master of the arts of Kung Fu, he is the most powerful monkey on earth. But the Monkey King doesn't want to be a monkey. He wants to be hailed as a god. Qin Qi is the ultimate negative Chinese stereotype, and he's ruining the cousin Danny's life. Danny's the popular kid at school, but every year Qin Qi comes to visit, and every year Danny has to transfer to a new school to escape the shame. This year, though, things quickly go from bad to worse. These three apparently unrelated tales come together with an unexpected twist in a modern fable that is hilarious, poignant, and action-packed. So yeah, you can read this and then watch it on Disney Plus. So, American Born Chinese.
The next one has been out for quite a while. This book was published back in 1983. This is The Queen's Gambit, and I just finished watching this series on Netflix. So, 8-year-old Beth Harmon is quiet, sullen, and by all appearances unremarkable. When she is sent to an orphanage at the age of 8, she soon discovers 2 ways to escape her surroundings: playing chess and taking the little green pills given to her and the other children to keep them subdued. Her senses grow sharper, her thinking clearer, and for the first time in her life, she feels herself fully in control. By the age of 16, she's competing for the U.S. Open Championship in chess. But as Beth hones her skills on the professional circuit, the stakes get higher, her isolation grows more frightening, and the thought of escape becomes all the more tempting. She can never quite overcome her urge to self-destruct. For Beth, there's more at stake than merely winning and losing. We thought Anya Taylor-Joy did a fantastic job in the role of portraying Beth Harmon. And the other thing I learned is I now know how to set up the chessboards in the teen area after watching The Queen's Gambit, because I'm not a chess player. So check out The Queen's Gambit on Netflix.
Useful ad information comes. So my next one, I've probably recommended this a couple of times, and if you haven't read it, you might want to. Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is on Amazon Prime, and it's a series, and the series is very good. I watched the whole thing. I want to watch it again. And it actually has a record that goes with it.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, they have some music, and they play the music. So, yeah, it's cool. Anyways, this book was published in 2019. Daisy Jones and the Six follows a rock band from the 1970s from their rise in the LA music scene to becoming one of the most famous bands in the world, and explores the reason behind their split at the height of their success. It's told through interviews with the band members, and there's plenty of romantic drama between the lead singers, Daisy Jones, and the very married Billy. So, yeah. So this is on Amazon Prime. You can watch it. It started in March 2023, and it stars Riley Q playing Daisy.
She is what? Elvis's granddaughter, right?
Is she really?
Yeah, she's Lisa Marie Presley's daughter, I think.
She does a really good job, and people have said that she did.
I think that's who that is.
It's well done. It's a lot like the book, too.
My next pick is a YA pick, actually, and this is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo, and this was published back in 2012. Surrounded by enemies, the once great nation of Ravka has been torn in two by the Shadow Fold, a swath of near impenetrable darkness crawling with monsters who feast on human flesh. Now its fate may rest on the shoulders of one lonely refugee. Alina Starkov has never been good at anything, but when her regiment is attacked on the Fold and her best friend is brutally injured, Alina reveals a dormant power that saves his life, a power that could be the key to setting her war-ravaged country free. Wrenched from everything she knows, she is whisked away to the royal court to be trained as a member of the Grisha, the magical elite led by the mysterious Darkling. Yet nothing in this lavish world is what it seems. With darkness looming and an entire kingdom depending on her untamed power, Alina will have to confront the secrets of the Grisha and the secrets of her heart. Also a Netflix series, so if you're looking for something from the fantasy genre, you might want to check this out.
I don't know if I recommended this before, but it was a pretty popular book around the library here. Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis. Chemist Elizabeth Zott is not your average woman. In fact, Elizabeth Zott would be the first to point out that there's no such thing as an average woman. But it's nearly in the early 1960s, and all her male team at Hastings Research Institute takes a very unscientific view of equality. Except for one, Calvin Evans, the lonely, brilliant, Nobel Prize-nominated grudge holder who she falls in love with. Like the science, life is unpredictable, which is why a few years later, Elizabeth Zott finds herself not only a single mother, but the reluctant star of America's most beloved cooking show, Supper at 6. Elizabeth's unusual approach to cooking, combine 1 tablespoon of acetic acid with a pinch of sodium chloride, proves revolutionary. But as her following grows, not everyone is happy, because as it turns out, Elizabeth Zott isn't just teaching women to cook, she's daring them to change the status quo. Laugh out loud, funny, shrewdly observant, and studied with a dazzling cast of supporting characters, Lessons in Chemistry is original and as vibrant as its protagonist, which I would agree with all of that. It's a very, very good book, and it's set in the 60s. And you can't watch it yet, but it's being made into a series on Apple TV, which is supposed to be out this fall, and it's going to star Brie Larson, who is the actress from Room. So,
good.
Yeah.
I love that book. I'm looking forward to seeing that as a
Yep, this fall. So read it now, and then get ready, and then it'll be on Apple TV again.
Oh, awesome. My last pick comes from a fairly popular author at our library, and it's a Netflix original series. So this is Robin Carr's Virgin River. So welcome back to Virgin River with the book that started it all. Wanted, midwife nurse practitioner in Virgin River, population 600. Make a difference against a backdrop of towering California redwoods and crystal clear rivers. Rent-free cabin included. When the recently widowed Melinda Monroe sees this ad, she quickly decides that the remote mountain town of Virgin River might be the perfect place to escape her heartache and to re-energize the nursing career she loves. But her high hopes are dashed within an hour of arriving. The cabin, kind of a dump. The roads are treacherous, and the local doctor wants nothing to do with her. Realizing she's made a huge mistake, Mel decides to leave town the following morning. But a tiny baby abandoned on a front porch changes her plans, and former Marine Jack Sheridan cements them into place. So, check out Virgin River. There's several series by popular authors. Cheryl Woods has a Netflix series also, loosely based on the first 3 books of her Stealing Home. And neither Jill nor I talked about Julia Quinn's The Duke and I, but we know the Bridgerton series is out there and popular for streaming too. So, when you put the Rokus on hold, you can choose from 2 options. The one has Apple TV, Netflix, Disney Plus, and Peacock. And then the other one has Apple TV, Amazon Prime, HBO, and Vudu. So
lots of great options on both of those.
Great things. It's been kind of fun. I've taken them home. They're very easy to use and kind of fun if it's too hot of a weekend to be outside or this winter. I mean, if you want to stream or binge watch a series, I think we both watched Wednesday, which was fun. So until next time, we thank you for watching. Find our videos on our Facebook channel and on our YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.